Well, we received a letter from the Confederation of African Football, and in that letter we were informed by the Confederation that they had decided to withdraw approval for the Baba Yara Stadium, and so in keeping with our practice, we communicated same to the ministry and also communicated to the general public that this was the development that had come up following our game with Angola in the Afcon Qualifiers. Subsequent to that, after we had put out our story on the letter that we received, we made a few commentaries on the stadium. But for us as an FA, we are very clear in our minds what we have to do. Ghana is a football nation, and if we call ourselves a football nation, we must have the infrastructure that is needed for us to play our games in front of our home fans. It's our desire to play before them. It's the desire of the players to play before them. So, as an action step, everything we need to do to support the ministry and the National Sports Authority, who are the owners and custodians of the stadium, we have to do it. In CAF's letter, they said they're ready to support Ghana with a technical expert in pitch reconstruction, and that person, if he does come to Ghana, will be at the expense of the Ghana Football Association. So that is the support that we believe we need to give to our ministry and to our National Sports Authority so that we can get our stadium back to the level where we can host Category 3 matches.
Speaking of the category, or hosting in the Category 3 matches, I mean, two venues in that letter from the Ministry of Youth and Sports, that the Legon Stadium and Accra Sports Stadium. Have you guys interacted with CAF? Because that statement stated that the GFA need to communicate with CAF to come here and come and inspect those.
Well, there's a suggestion from the Ministry of Youth and Sports. It's a suggestion that the Executive Council will be considering, and whatever action needed to be taken, the Executive Council will advise.
Okay. I mean, in all this, I know that the next set of qualifiers is in October. It's early days yet, but how does it distort the plans of Coach Utuado?
Well, I believe Otto will be the best person to speak to that. He has spoken publicly about his disappointment with the fact that this withdrawal of approval for the pitch at Baba Yara has come. And it is his hope that we can bring ourselves to a level where the team can play back in Ghana. In terms of how it affects or impacts on the preparation of the Black Stars, well, they will still gather at a venue to prepare. Key thing is the home game. If we follow the trajectory of CAF's letter and nothing changes between now and the next set of qualifiers, we'll be playing our home game away from home. The dynamics will be different. We're not playing in front of the home crowd. We may play in a country where there might be some Ghanaians, but it will never be the same atmosphere. It will never be the same euphoria as we experience in the Baba Yara Stadium or any other part of Ghana. And I think that's what I think will be the main impact on the team itself.
Would you admit that this whole episode is a dent on the Ghana Football Association, and if we want to extend it, the Ministry of Youth and Sports?
I don't see how it's a dent on the Ghana Football Association. We don't own the stadium, we don't maintain the stadium. It's a dent on Ghana football. And for me, we as an FA would not be looking to apportion blame here or there. We pride ourselves as being a football nation, 4 times African champions, or being 82 was the last time we won it. Nobody can be happy about this. So it's not about being a dent on association or the NSA. It's about Ghana. When we go out there, nobody knows the NSA, the Ministry or DFA. They say Ghana, the stadium has been banned. When I get calls, people don't know that I don't manage the stadium. They don't know that the FA doesn't manage the stadium. All they know is Ghana is a football nation. How is it that you cannot host a Category 3 match? And for me, Ghana should be the focus. All the side issues and the apportionments of blame, they don't take us to the place where we should have a field. The focus is we need to have a field that meets the criteria for Category 3 games. Simplicity. That is our laser focus. Everything else is tangential.
Okay. Now, talk to me about how this, will have a long-lasting effect. So the 2 clubs that are competing in Africa, Samatex and Swashiman, if they are able to progress out of the prelims, it means at the group stages they will also have to be playing. If the Baba Yara Sports Stadium what is in a good shape, on the part of the FA in terms of support, what can you tell us that you guys can do for the 2 clubs?
Well, whatever support we must give them as clubs in Africa will extend the same support as they have extended to previous participants in the African football clubs competitions. For this first phase, they've been able to play at the Accra Stadium. But definitely going beyond this phase, they'll need to play at a higher Category stadium. If it is that there's none available at the time, the same figure as the Black Stars will be for them. And we need to of them to want to flying the flag of Ghana as high as they want them to fly in African clubs.
Now, final question. On the Black Stars, the next game is against Sudan, and that's being managed by someone you know very well, or someone the FA knows very well. I mean, what can you tell us about how operations will go? Because if you lose those 2 games, it means that qualifying to the Afcon is done for Ghana.
Well, I'm more relieved from Coach Obado's public comments. He said that those 2 games are must-win games. He calls them like mini finals before the final, and it just shows the level of seriousness that he's attached to the game. And the expectation is that the same energy will be communicated to the players, and we play the back-to-back games against Sudan in October and come out in a way that will suggest